It was September 7th, 2013, and I took my then girlfriend, who is now my wife, to her first ever college football game. Now, this is a pretty easy night to remember because there was about a 2-hour lightning and thunder delay prior to the game as number 15 Texas came into Provo to get absolutely manhandled by Taysom Hill, who rushed for 259 yards and 3 touchdowns. As fun as the game was, what I remember most about that night was our walk back to her apartment, and I met her roommate's brother, who shook my hand and said, "You look exactly like Daniel Craig." Now, we're talking about this Daniel Craig from, James Bond. And to say that went straight to my head would be an understatement. I mean, take a look at me and younger James Bond, younger Daniel Craig at around the same age. There's no resemblance, right? And let's be honest, all of us want our doppelganger to be a super handsome action movie superstar. So while I had never made that connection before, I was super excited to take this with me through the rest of my life. Until a coworker inconveniently pointed out that I look like Kristoff from Frozen and announced that to my entire company. And let's be honest, I look a lot more like Kristoff. Fast forward to 2024, my favorite hobby is CW field operations. I'm out there all the time activating parks on the air with Morse code, and it's a ton of fun. This is definitely in large part thanks to Thomas K4SWL. I would watch all of his videos earlier this year as I was learning CW and getting excited to get out into the field. Like many of you, I was really interested in being able to hunt Thomas K4SWL and hear my signal in one of his videos. That proved to be very difficult as many months went by before we ever had our QSOs. In fact, he hunted me first, and only a couple days later, we were able to pull off the park to park, and I made my premiere in one of his videos. And something really cool happened in that video. He was debuting a new radio he had just acquired. And as much as I enjoyed watching the footage of me hunting him, hearing him talk about that radio really piqued my interest. Now let's watch some of the footage together of my first hunting QSO with Thomas K4SWL.
Yay, got him. Oh, that's Forrest. Okay, cool. It is like a little spy radio. Like you imagine you're like someone infiltrating a country, some foreign op, and you open up your lunchbox and there's a radio.
Here's a look at what my authentic live reaction was to this footage.
Yay, got him. Oh, that's Forrest. Okay, cool. It is like a little spy radio. Like you imagine you're like someone infiltrating a country, some foreign op, and you open up your lunchbox and there's a radio. Little spy radio, like you're some foreign op, and you open up your lunchbox and there's a radio.
Hey Thomas, thanks for the QSO, and thanks for giving Daniel Craig back to me.